Welcome back every pony to the Great War for Equestria. Nothing more to say, we continue on where we left off last time, which is by defending and whittling down the changeling forces as much as we can. The push for Wallerstead has failed and we get pushed back. Another problem is the border defense has not been built yet, so we might even, if everything goes really bad, lose precipice? Yes, we lose the precipice while we are on the precipice of victory. We have forced the changelings into another recruitment rank, which is service by requirement, while we ourselves are still at extensive conscription, so we have this one going for us. However, the changeling war machine is ever growing, and we are not growing as fast, so I may have to train up some more infantry just to bulk up our defenses along with higher supplies. A brother's bravery. Ma'am, reinforcements have arrived, a Pegasus mare told Applejack. Fantastic, just when we need them, Sergeant. Keep an eye on the enemy. I'll go meet the fresh blood. The soldier saluted, and she walked down the muddy trenches, navigating to the rear of the network near the underground barracks where a row of trucks, ponies with clean uniforms jumped out of them. A Thestral officer saw Applejack and greeted her. Greetings, ma'am. We've come to patch up your ranks. Good, sir. They've been getting more and more sparse. The changelings' night raids are harder than Tartarus to repel. The bad pony turned to his soldiers. Attention! Miss Applejack is here! They immediately went rigid, standing in a neat line. Applejack approached them and inspected them. Youngins, I see. I hope they've got at least some sort of training, she mumbled. She stopped in front of a red earth pony stallion, her eyes widening. He was wearing Granny Smith's old helmet. Big Mac? What the hell are you doing here? She exclaimed. He remained characteristically silent for a moment. I came here to make sure you're okay, ma'am. Applejack rolled her eyes. Who's looking after the farm now? Sugar Belly. Don't worry, ma'am. She snorted. All right then. But don't expect me to treat you differently just because you're my brother. Nope, ma'am. Later that evening, the changelings launched a probing raid against the trenches, which they thought were depleted in defenders. Applejack quickly rallied the reinforcements, Big Macintosh among them, to prevent a breakthrough. There was brutal close-quarter combat, and she had to crack the exoskeletons of several changelings with her strong hind legs. Big Mac tried to help, which didn't please her too much. Guard our rear, soldier. It's too dangerous here. Yep, dangerous for you too. I'll be fine. Now go. It was an order. She was shouting. Big Mac looked behind her and saw a changeling lying in the mud, raising her head, her pistol glinting in the crimson light of the setting sun. Where are you looking at? Get going! Applejack barked. Big Mac pushed her aside into the trench wall, and there was a loud bang. He collapsed onto the ground. Big Mac! Applejack screamed, and saw the changeling with her smoking pistol. She let out a roar and leaped on her as she was trying to fly away with her broken wings, and began stomping her to death with her hooves. When the insectoid pony had stopped breathing, she rushed back to her brother, who was already being treated by a medic. Is he fine? She asked. Yep, Big Mac weakly responded. Sorry for saving your life. Applejack embraced him. No, it's me who should have been saying sorry. Ma'am, his chest is bleeding. I'd appreciate it if we leave the hugging for later, the medic said. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. At least someone in this war is fine. They can't all die, can they? And once again, we have to redirect even more supplies. There's always a shortage somewhere. That's another thing. Do I even have enough trains? Yes, I do. Ooh, good grief. Got me worried for a while. Alright, we are good at artillery, so... You know what? It's time to fluff up our troops.
Magic makes us strong.
Even more, I think we still got frontline troops who are not up to snuff. Yeah, pretty much everything in the defense force. And everything down here, so... Yes, we got everything. Let's get them upgraded. And then I can train some more. Bad situation up here. But I'm doing what I can, and we will get through this. Scars of War. Rainbow Dash had been away from combat ever since she lost her left wing. Now she was glad to finally be back in action, commanding on Air Wing and training new pilots when she had the time. One day, when refueling at an airbase and chatting with ponies of the local garrison, she learned that Pinkie Pie was stationed nearby. She decided to go for a visit, even if it was technically unauthorized absence. So what, she thought, she was an element of harmony. After asking various soldiers, she finally found the barracks where Pinkie Pie was stationed. She imagined it was a real party house at this point, where Pinkie cheered up the soldiers after tough fights against the changelings. She was wrong. It seemed like an ordinary barracks, with all the bunk beds arrayed in neat orders. For a moment she thought she was at a wrong place, but then she saw a pink pony lying on the bed. She barely recognized her. "Pinkie?" she curiously asked the mare with a straightened mane, slowly turning to look at her. Then her eyes widened slightly. "Oh, Rainbow Dash. Why are you here?" Rainbow was struck how dour she sounded. The collars of her coat seemed muttered as well. "Oh, I thought I'd come by for a visit, to see how you're doing. We haven't talked in a long time." "Oh, yes. You lost your wing, didn't you?" Rainbow extended her prosthetic metal wing. "Yeah, but this new one is pretty rad, so I don't mind. Hurts like Tartarus at first, but I'm getting used to it." "That's good." "Pinkie, is everything alright? Why aren't you acting like yourself?" Pinkie breathed in deeply and closed her eyes. "I'm fine. I might have lost my wing, but I still have my eyes and I can see something is wrong. What happened?" Pinkie grimaced. "I guess I should tell you. Even though I don't want to, a couple of months ago, I was holding a party for Maud's rock troopers. However, there were changelings in the party, and they revealed themselves and started shooting." A concerned frown on Rainbow's face. "Oh no, and then what happened?" She shrugged. "I did what I had to do, out of fear and desperation. In the end, the changelings were dead, and the party was thoroughly pooped. It was a typical joke, but the delivery was so dry that even Rainbow wasn't amused." "That sucks. I wish I could have been there to protect you." "I don't need that anymore. I fight with Maud on the front. I haven't been in the mood for happy things after the incident." Rainbow was speechless. "Pinkie, I'm fine. Like I said, don't worry. War isn't a place for laughter. But after it's over, everything will be fine." "Promise? I want to see you smile and hear you laugh. We can do our old pranks. Maybe that will make you feel better." A faint smile appeared on Pinkie's lips. "Sure, Dashi. Do scars ever truly heal? And do the changelings ever push against us, because it's a stalemate now. They have pretty much stopped still. Even the Commonwealth and the Crystal Empires have finally stopped throwing their ponies against the wall. And we are pretty much stalemated. I think the only deaths that are occurring on the changeling side are those back here. And I'm not sure I can manage an encirclement. I mean, I could try pushing up north and get this ground and maybe just, you know, remove those troops here, but then where do we stand? We are now in no man's pony. In no pony's land, no creature's land, that's what they call it. And we will suffer the attrition here because I'm not sure Precipice can supply everything. There are still shortages. I'm just upgrading everything as much as I can, upgrading infrastructure. But I think we need new tanks, something that can help us push through. But that takes time. A lot of time. Well, here's another fun thing. While I managed my little encirclement, which I'm pretty proud of.
Magic makes us strong.
Let's take the airport. The southern states declared war against the buffaloes, and we got a non-aggression pact with the buffaloes, and they are also at war with the changelings, so I'm not sure what brain that thought idea just happened down there. But they got attacked, and somehow in order to protect themselves, the buffaloes gave us part of their land, so it's now controlled by Equestria, which I'm not really sure what's going on here now. But I haven't been called in. I don't think I can join the war, so... well, I don't know. Well, there's the call to arms against these southern states. Like we don't have enough problems already. But the Crystal Empire is in. Buffalo states are in, and the sooner we do this... well, the sooner we are back at the changelings. Kinda hoped I had it all stabilized down south, but, well. That was a great big nope.
Ready to do
Where
our part.
was the aggression setting? Where did I tell? Just push. Don't wait, just push on, grab as much land as you can. There it goes. Execute as fast as you can. Grab everything. Overrun then. It saddens me, but it's something that has to be done. Bad as it is. Night Queen Collider shut down. Our last mission over Borderlands was a great success for Equestrian Air Forces. In more than one report, reports have come in hightailing Night Queen Glider heroic deed, managing to outwit the changeling pilot. Oh good grief, it's like, yeah, we won an air battle. But now I have to kind of focus on the south, though, which means my push for this supply depot up here will probably fall
Ready
short.
to do our part. Magic makes us strong.
Yeah, since we are now on the defensive. And it's a horrible place for supply. Great. Great. Just amazing. The Buffalo Chieftain requests help. Well, yes, we know we are already at war, so... yeah. Alright, I managed to pull a second division down south. Let's have a small look on Grifonia. The Grifonian Empire strikes back and will probably... I don't think the Griffin Republic has much to stand against the supremacists. The Kingdom of Wingbardi also expands even more and more, and this means the situation for New Maryland is always getting even more dire. And the changeling lands don't really move either way, so if everything fails, we may have a problem with holding New Maryland. But I plan to move those troops that are now in training over to New Maryland and help with any defenses that may be necessary because the borders are already spiked with enemy ponies. And New Maryland is hemorrhaging troops due to an inability to build a supply line down there. So I gotta build it for them. Just like little children's, really. Gotta do everything for them. But, as I said, they are my little ponies. I will take care of them. Deus ex tellum. Clothing design was Rarity's passion. That could not be debated. But after months of designing dull military uniforms with drab colors and directing the production en masse, she was growing tired of it. Occasionally, when she had precious free time, she tried to design a beautiful dress for her own enjoyment. But oftentimes, even that wasn't as satisfying as it had been before the war. So now, when she had a day off, she needed another distraction from the stress of wartime production. She decided to visit her friend Fluttershy, who had recently came to Canterlot, and headed to her apartment near the underground magic nuclear research facility, her mind full of questions. As soon as the door of her room was opened, the stench of animals filled the Rarity's nostrils. Fluttershy greeted her warmly, not minding the odor, as usual. "Oh, Rarity, good to see you. I hope you don't mind that I brought some friends along from Ponyville." A bear was sitting on the living room sofa. "Oh no, not at all, darling. Now, prepare some hot water. I'd like to drink tea and have a pleasant chat. We haven't seen each other in such a long time. Goodness gracious." A toucan and a ferret prepared 2 cups of steaming tea. Fluttershy thanked the animals, and they replied with cheery sounds. "So, Fluttershy, first of all, what in Celestia's name are you doing in a magic nuclear research facility?" "Oh, I know it seems strange, but as the element of kindness, I was asked to give ethical oversight to the development of nuclear weapons. I accepted because I think it's important they're developed and are then used right." Rarity raised an eyebrow. "You think it's important that they are developed? Aren't they extremely potent, from what I've heard?" "Oh, yes, that is the point. You see, their intent is to act as a deterrent and a threat. Once we have a working nuclear bomb, Queen Chrysalis will be so scared she will sue for peace, for sure. And then no one else will ever threaten Equestria." "I cannot help but regard that as quite optimistic. Chrysalis seems very determined in her cause. Also, what if someone else develops such a weapon?" Fluttershy smiled. "The day when 2 countries can annihilate each other in 1 second, all of the world, it is to be hoped, will recoil from war and discard their troops. We will have world peace forever!" Rarity couldn't help but feel unease, and that this was going to end poorly. But she did not want to ruin the mood of her or insult Fluttershy. This seemed important to her. It was best to change the topic. "Well, I hope everything works out. So, who's looking after your animal sanctuary?" I got a bad feeling about this, especially since I'm not the one developing the weapon. It may not have been the war you have hoped for, but the southern states are beaten. What were you called? The Buffalo Chieftain has been saved. And we will take this one especially the oil. Let them have some land. And we will take the rest. With this, well, the wall is even through the roof, and those are our lands. We still got the claims, so it shouldn't be too bad in terms of occupied territory. Now, should it? Yes. Not occupied territory, so it will be a peaceful transition.
Ready to do our part.
Now,
Ponies at the ready.
I had to severely lower my defensive capabilities along the coast. But now, with the threat once again curtailed, we
Answering
can
call.
move Teal back into the guard.
Ready to do our part.
And you can... Oh, good grief. We're getting attacked again. I shouldn't be too happy about it because this costs many ponies' lives. But it also depletes the forces of Chrysalis, which is important because they are still only at service by requirement. So they got another twice the man, the pony power or buck power they got right now. I have started the construction of my Mark III light tanks, which should hopefully help me with 1 or 2 pushes through towards 1 or 2 supply depots and gaining grounds. But I'm pretty sure even the hinterlands by now are very well developed. So it will be a slow progress. If it's progress at all, and oh, that's why there is war. Some divisions have returned to the front and are now attacking.
Ponies at the ready.
Please stop that. You can go through there. Also, the first half of the New Merland Defense Force has arrived, and the construction of the New Merland Supply Depot is almost finished, so those poor ponies over here can finally have their hay feed or something. Nope, you cannot join. You might as well give me support equipment. And with this, we leave this war-torn world alone. The Grifonian Empire has grown ever larger, so it is to be hoped that maybe the Grifonian Empire will duke it out with the Kingdom of Wingbardi, deplete each other so that the Riverland Coalition, or what's left of it, may well join the Aquilian Republic in harmonizing Grifonia, while we stand firm against our neighbors. Nova Grifonia, the Penguin Socialists. Ah, isn't he sweet? Well, enough yammering on about. See you in the next episode. And maybe we can wrap things up because I want to play some Planet Crafter. The early access version with green trees is coming out. It's a fun game. Bye bye.